What's going on, everybody? 8-Bit Matt here, and we're back. So Much Hype is back. It's had a little hiatus. Life got in the way, but it's back. I don't know what season, I don't know what episode, but So Much Hype is back. It's the reboot, it's the remake.
Yeah. Keeping it real.
There we go. And of course, I've got Travis joining me, holding it strong. Welcome back, Travis.
How you doing, man?
Dude, I'm good. I'm ready to continue the talk and share that passion of video games. And what better week to bring it back than E3? I mean, that seems,
of course, man.
Seems appropriate.
This is the pinnacle, basically, of the gaming year, almost.
I mean, minus PAX and Tokyo Game Show and every other one.
This was like the original. The original.
It's the OG.
Like, this was the Everest of games, you know.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
It wasn't the first or the last mountain that hasn't been climbed before, but it's probably
true.
the biggest.
It's the OG. It's definitely the OG. But yeah, so I mean, I don't know how close you've been keeping an eye on it, but I've been watching. I watched all the press conferences. I've been trying to do a little internet sleuthing here and there on the nights between, you know, my real job that dedicates so much of my time now. But no, I was able to catch them all, at least the highlights from some of the ones that, like the Xbox, that, you know, is a little less interested in me, but still was curious to see what their Scorpio was going to be priced. But
the Scorpio seemed like it was kind of like the big thing, or one of the big things. $500. What do you think about that? Like as a console gamer in general? I don't know. You're not like necessarily, like Microsoft exclusive or anything like that, but
well,
as the most like powerful console, like quote unquote, like $500. Like, do you think you're gonna be picking one up? Like,
Nope, won't buy it. No, I'll tell you this, man. I was actually, I thought there was it was a mistake on Microsoft's part. I mean, they built it up so high, like, oh, it's gonna be so powerful, and if you look at it specs compared to the PlayStation Pro, it's not that much more powerful. Like,
but the fact remains that the PlayStation Pro is not 4K.
Well, it upscales.
That seems to be the big difference, and 4K seems to be where the future is right now. Like 1080p, like that's cool.
True.
You can do it, but it's like that's you know they were doing that back almost a decade ago.
True.
At this point,
I think the Pro upscales a lot of its games to 4K. So like it can output to 4K, but it's not native.
It's not true 4K though.
Exactly.
I mean, you know, anybody can output to 4K. It's
either way. Like, the thing for me is, like, I thought this was a real big opportunity for Sony to, like, hey, by the way, the Pro is, you know, I think it's currently $400. I thought it would have been a big you know, stab in the side of Microsoft, like, oh, by the way, it's $350 now, like, and make that price difference even more significant. But, you know, either way, like, I think there will be people out there that will probably go get the Xbox One X. For me, it doesn't make any sense because I've got a far more expensive, more powerful PC that can play any Xbox exclusive.
Right. Yeah, you just upgraded that too long ago, so it's kind of moot.
So for me, like the Xbox console is kind of, it's null now, which, you know, it's great because it gives me the ability to still play those games that I love. And
although you have a Windows 10 capable PC, like a lot of those Xbox One exclusives are usually cross-compatible anyway, so it's like you got them on PC already.
Exactly. So
yeah. No, that's good reasoning.
So I'm not sold. Like, I'm like, okay, but like I said, I'm sure there are some people.
I mean,
that
as a person that doesn't have a PC though, what would you say about that $500 4K console? I mean, honestly, like, if I didn't have a PC, that would probably be what I would get at this point, because I still have an old 360. I have an old school 360. I have a 20 gig hard drive on my thing.
Oh yeah, I have still one of those too.
And that's after being replaced like 4 or 5 times
from the red ring of death. Yeah.
Like, and I told myself, like, if this thing breaks again, like, I'm done with it. But it's still going strong. You know, the times I do actually plug it in and want to play something, which hasn't been a long time. But you know, so I got my original 360. But if I were to get a console at this point, which at this point I'm not, because I'm PC through and through. So I'm just waiting to save up funds and upgrade my PC.
There you go.
if it were to be, I would probably get the Xbox One X because that seems like, yeah, I mean that seems 4K TVs, they don't seem too expensive at this point.
Yeah, they'll only get cheaper.
I have an old like 1080p TV that I got like 3 or 4 years ago, so like my TV needs an upgrade, my computer needs an upgrade. Like I'm just gonna try and upgrade all that shit all at once. Like
yeah,
it's
that makes sense. I'm surprised. Like if I were gonna recommend a console to someone, it wouldn't be a Pro. I mean, well, I'm kind of torn because you can get a regular PlayStation for like $250. Like they significantly dropped the price of their original console, and so I don't know. Like there are just so many more exclusives happening for PlayStation. Like I said, if you've got a PC that's capable to play those exclusives and that you really want, then just stick to PC. And then if you're going to get a console, get a PlayStation, because there's far larger groups that are playing these games. So you just have there's a higher chance of that game having a better shelf life on PlayStation, it seems. But
yeah, I mean at this point, yeah, like it seemed like Xbox, they definitely had like the last generation, like the 360, PS3, like they had that covered. But it seemed like Sony is kind of winning over the major. Although
I read
Nintendo seemed to, from what I've heard, had a pretty strong E3 presence this year. They seem to announce a lot of
I was gonna say
IPs.
The Switch has got some serious games coming. A new full 3D Mario game that looks fantastic.
Apparently Smash Brothers 4 was announced.
I didn't hear that.
Oh, I don't know. I thought I saw a picture about that. Like I said,
I'll have to double check. It wasn't in their showcase because they showcased like a new Metroid was in the development. A main stage Pokemon game was coming to the Switch. They didn't give a name. They just said, "Hey, we're working on it." So that's pretty interesting. A new Kirby and new Yoshi game I think were announced as well for the Switch. So like I enjoy my Switch. It's by far my favorite console for traveling. It sounds silly, but sometimes I play a round of Mario Kart while I'm waiting for like a game of PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds or Heroes of the Storm to load. I just play a couple rounds, pause it, set it right in front of me, play my PC game, and then pick the PlayStation or the Switch back up and mess around a little bit while I'm waiting for loading screens.
Yeah, no, and that sounds like honestly the perfect kind of filler for stuff like that.
And it's spectacular. And like they always have great party games. So like playing Mario Kart with a bunch of friends, it's always fun.
So speaking of PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, it sounds like we have a common thing that we've been playing.
Yes, we have.
Recently.
How hooked are you is the question.
I am in complete love with that game. Honestly, like I felt like I saw H1Z1 was doing it, and all my friends hopped on, and they were all like, play this game, and I was like, I'm gonna pass. Like I feel like as soon as I buy this game, everyone's gonna bounce off to something else. And sure enough, before too long, everyone jumped over to pub. But I bit the bullet and I bought it, and it has consumed pretty much my multiplayer life at this point. I'm still playing stuff solo. I'm playing lots of Witcher 3.
Okay.
I've been playing some Wasteland 2 again recently.
Oh, okay.
Other stuff here and there, but yeah, multiplayer wise, it's pretty much just been PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds lately.
It's so good. It's so
either
satisfying.
with my brother or with him or assortment of other people and playing squad.
Yep.
It's such a cool concept. It's basically Hunger Games. You know all about it, but it's Hunger Games, blown up to an extreme amount.
Yep.
It's such a neat concept. Like it's better than H1Z1 from what I can tell because they have weapon attachments you can put.
The level of detail like in the survival mechanics and like the equipping yourself mechanics is really impressive.
Yeah, I like the fact that you need to get like a helmet to protect your head, you need to get a vest to protect your body.
You gotta get all that stuff.
it's very heavily inspired by DayZ. I can tell.
Okay.
Just in the fact that based off what it is, because that's essentially what DayZ devolved into. Everyone just spawns in, runs around, looks for like the biggest, baddest gun they can get, and just sees how many people they can kill before they die.
Gotcha.
That's essentially what DayZ devolved into.
Well,
but
I will say
the thing about it is that the thing is constantly closing in, so it's nice, and
it makes games not last forever, which is what's smart about it. But I'll tell you this. So I've been following like the blogs they post, because I think they post updates twice a month. This kind of seems their theme, like one major one and then a stability one is the second. But the things that I've seen them working on are like, just some of them are quality of life, like being able to vault over cars and walls.
Yeah, I was gonna say the vault and climbing trailer came out recently.
Jumping out of windows, and I'm like, that makes like, I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't even think about jumping out of windows. Like, I imagine you can jump in them too. So like,
yeah, no, of course. Like, so that's like that's another way of just like assaulting people who are just pinned up into place, and like you need to get into just because the circle's closing in on you, or like vice versa, you need to get out because people are surrounding you, and you need to just get the fuck out because you want to live, and you want that delicious chicken dinner.
You gotta get that chicken dinner. So, like I said, that part's like the ads to the game are really well done. And then I also noticed that it looks like they're gonna have. So I mean, you talked about H1Z1 and DayZ or whatever. But they showed a mode that they're working on. They're not
zombies. Yeah, I heard about
player-controlled zombies. Player-controlled zombies.
Ooh, player control. Okay, that sounds interesting.
Yeah, so they talked about it a little bit. They had like a little teaser, but my question is like, okay, is it one squad of 4 versus 49 squads of zombies? Do the zombies keep coming back? Like, it just seemed interesting because the idea was that they were player-controlled zombies.
Yeah, I would like to see more information about it and see it fleshed out. But it sounds really cool.
But that honestly, idea, plus new maps, I'm like, this game, like once it comes out,
And I saw it's coming to consoles as well. So,
I don't know if it's exclusive to Xbox, but I
thought it was Xbox and PS4.
Maybe, like I said, I don't know, but it was at the Xbox conference. And I can't remember if it was exclusive. But either way, it's coming to Xbox. Hopefully it comes to PlayStation 2. But, like, it's a game that, like, it's just a fun game to play. Like, playing by yourself is super stressful. But
it's such a cool concept because just the fact that, like, you're all on a plane. You can sit on the plane. You can look around. You can see everyone else. You can see them, like, drop out.
Yep.
And then you're like, okay, I'm gonna go here. But just the fact that you go there doesn't mean that you're going to be like inside the safe zone. So you might be like,
you might find
like a really cool stash of stuff, but you're going to be like a click and a half outside the circle.
Right.
So you have to run your ass off to try and get into the circle before the poison gas kills you. Like it's just such a cool concept.
Smart game. Like I said, and only will get better once they add more and more maps, which they've also talked about, like some that are like cityscapes, so really small urban areas. And
that would be really, really crazy because that would make shotguns and SMGs way more viable.
Yep. And then they talked about a larger Arctic map where the mountain is in the center, but you can see everything from it. But it also makes you vulnerable to being shot.
Yeah, right. For people who have snipers just looking up at you.
So
but I'm sure they'll have maybe like Arctic coats or something that are like white.
I hope so. I really do. I really do hope so.
It's definitely it's a really cool concept. It's basically like Hunger Games kind of expanded up. And honestly, I was talking to my friend a while ago about this, but honestly, I kind of see that being like a branch of esports, kind of sprouting off and being its own thing. Just because there are things like MOBAs or like Counter-Strike, fast-paced things that are bam, 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 like instant payoff kind of esports, as opposed to this where a game could last for as much as 30 minutes or so, but at the end it's 100 people going in and it's one person coming out. It's like ultimate Thunderdome kind of shit, like really big payoffs, bet wise, like it seems like that would be a really cool niche.
I would love you could start the tournament with so many people, like so many brackets. Like there are 64 games of Pugga happening, so like yeah,
and then
64,
those 64 people drop into the last game, and it's those 64.
The 64 chicken dinner winners, right? You combine them or whatever.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's like the first and second place of like the top, all the games. And oh wait, that wouldn't be you wouldn't have like you could figure out something so that like all the chicken dinners or like first and seconds of every game get put into a final match.
Yeah.
So like everybody has at least some level of skill or is really good at hiding. And that's the best part about it. You can go in guns blazing, have a great time, and die early, or you can play to win and be sneaky.
Yeah, personally, I like to try and drop away from people as far away from people as possible, and try and loot up, and then just kind of stay around the outside of the circle and just kind of watch.
I definitely like that strategy. I do it sometimes, but I found that moving to the center of like starting to I've played enough where I can start predicting where the circle is going to go.
Yeah, definitely trying to move to the center of the map is also a good strategy. I do that. I try and split my time between going to the center.
Just depends on where you're set up,
and just kind of like holding the edge. Basically, if I land and it ends up being the circle is like way far away from me, I'll try and hold the edge. Mm-hmm. If I land and I'm inside the circle, I try and go towards the center.
Smart. I've even they shared there's a website. Let me see if I have it up still. There was a website that actually provides a way for you to map the plane trajectory. There we go. And that way you can kind of get a sense of where people might drop. Like later in the game, you're like, oh, no one should be coming from the north. So like, I just need to be watching my south. So like, there's definitely some
interesting,
more like, there's like more advanced tactics as you play the game more and more and you pick up on those. But let me ask you this. Favorite way to play: solo, duo, or squad?
Personally, it'd be duo, just because that way it's just me and my brother.
Yep.
Like that's the game I play, or that's the way I play the most so far. Solo is fine, but I never generally last too long. I can make it at least into the bottom half.
Okay.
But I generally die around like between like 20 and 30 left.
Okay.
It's much harder for me to last solo or to the very end solo.
Yeah.
Duo is good. And also been playing a lot of squad lately. I'm playing with it's generally me, my brother, a friend, and then another friend who actually was in Iraq, Afghanistan.
Oh wow.
So he has that like army experience, and it actually seems to carry over very well. He's like, all right, guys, like, hear gunshots, like everyone take cover behind this thing here because they're most likely going to be coming around this flank here. Like, yeah, no. So it turns out, knowing how to kill people in real life carries over to video games pretty well.
Transferable skills.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I have to agree. Duos is by far my most enjoyable, just because, like, now granted, I've had my few events where I've solo killed 4-man squads, and I just feel like a god at that moment. Yeah. But duos is just, there's more intimacy. Like, having those encounters is a little bit like, it's always more even, right?
Well, yeah, because it's you and another person. So it's like if you lose your guy on duo, you've lost.
It's a 50%.
You lost your entire support. If you lose a guy on squad, you've only lost 25%.
But once you've lost all of them, you could still you could be really outhanded, and like sometimes that becomes like a handicap. And I just like the intimacy of the 2-man duo. It's a lot easier to coordinate.
Yeah.
Less communication mishaps happen between the teams. But let's. I'm trying to think of other games that have stood out to me this E3. I actually
Shadow of Mordor 2 looks really fucking cool.
Which one?
Personally, Shadow of Mordor 2.
I'm excited, but I didn't beat the first one. Like I thought it's a cool game. It's just maybe it's just not my cup of tea.
It didn't really even seem like a game you needed to beat, just because like you could just unlock all of this stuff and just keep running around in that world.
I guess so. That's how I do a lot of those games, anyways.
So I mean, in a way, that felt like enough of a game that like I was content with. I'm really looking forward to the second one. It looks really cool.
Yeah, it looks
the
solid.
fact that you can control armies now and not just individual commanders is really cool. I mean, honestly, like the whole thing with Shadow and Mordor, to me, it felt like that was the first like next generation game from 360 going over into like the Xbox One, PS4, just because of the whole the Nemesis system,
right?
Like, because that system was either excluded or it was either heavily like nerfed on the 360 PS3, like because they had a version for that. But yeah, no, so it was like it just seems so cool to be able to just come across these randomly generated people every single time. And every time you interact with them, it would randomly generate stats based on how you fought them and if you won or if you lost. Because if you died, you just respawn, but they'll be more powerful against you if you fought them again. Like, it was such a cool concept of game. And on top of the fact that it was basically Assassin's Creed in Middle Earth, but cranked up, or basically Assassin's Creed plus Batman Arkham Asylum.
Yeah.
But you were actually cutting people's heads off instead of just punching them like Batman does. So it was such a cool concept. Like, I'm just really looking forward to
lots of like successful mechanics combined into a cohesive experience.
Yeah.
It
felt a little bit lacking. Like, it felt like kind of like what they were trying to introduce fell short of like the entire scope of the game. So I hope that it kind of expands itself a little bit more in the second one. But
yeah, let's see.
Running around and playing with that game was so much fun.
Nice. Yeah, I think two standouts for me. I mean, obviously, I'm if you know me, I love Ni no Kuni. I'm pumped about the second one. We'll just leave it at that. If you haven't played Ni no Kuni 1, go check it out. It's worth it. I can probably get it for like $5 now too. All the animations are done by Studio Ghibli, so like, or all the cutscenes.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
I didn't know that.
It's a combo between Level 5, I believe, and Studio Ghibli, and it's just a magical game, like wonderful.
I've heard
one of my
stuff about that game,
7 or 8 platinums, I think, on PlayStation.
Jesus.
Like, I played the hell out of it. It's so good. So excited to see the second one. It's another standalone story, so you don't have to know the first one to play it. I'm sure there's.
What do you think about the Shadow of the Colossus remake
I'll play it.
Update?
I'll play it because I enjoyed the first one. It was a magical game, and it looks just as beautiful, like with new graphics.
Yeah, no, it looks incredible. And as a guy who hasn't played Shadow of the Colossus, like I would
easy, hands down
want to borrow a friend's PS4 for a game like that.
Easily, like it looks worth it. So I'm excited about that.
Or I will say, like, okay, I've played a few hours of it. Like, a friend lent me his game, and I played it, and I didn't get very far, and I had to return the game to him.
It's one of those games.
It seemed like every single person who's ever played that game is like, this game is amazing. And based on what I've played, it is amazing. It seems like an incredible game, and I want to play and I want to experience the whole thing. So hopefully, with this remake, I can do that.
You can borrow, yeah. Oh my gosh, I don't know if you can hear. Like, I feel like my house is about to blow down from this thunder and lightning. Goodness.
Oh yeah, I just heard that. I thought it was you like blowing into the mic or something.
Nope.
Randomly.
Nope. That was lightning or thunder. Yeah, I definitely wanted to pick up. The thing about the game that makes it so it's so haunting, because there's so much like lore in that world. You're like, what is happening here? And you slowly unveil the mysteries, and the game teaches you how to play it without tutorials.
Yeah, without actually telling you.
Yep.
That's
the
whole thing. Like, that's
smart.
the best way. So, as a part-time writer, like, I've been like taking all these like writing, things online and stuff, and just looking how to write an effective story. And that's the best thing, is that every single time the bottom line is you show, you don't tell. And it seems like that's the way the game is played, is that like, it shows you early on how to climb things, and it seems like that's the emphasis on how to fight things. Like, you're constantly climbing, you're moving your way around these giant colossi, and you know, working your way up, and it's almost like Dark Souls in a way, except that you're
agree.
not the battle isn't getting to the boss. The battle is the boss itself. Well, I guess it's kind of the battle.
It's a little bit of both. It's a little bit of both.
But it's.
I can see the reference.
The boss battle is just such a. It's not you're swinging your sword at it. It's you're trying to, like, overcome gravity.
Right.
Which is just as much like an enemy as, like his fists or like a sword would be.
And watching,
it's such a cool concept and such a unique concept, and it's, in my mind, even though I've only played like such a little bit of it, it deserves every single like accommodation and award it's gotten, because it looks like such a finely tuned, finely put together game. It's incredible.
So
like,
definitely one I was excited to see. Kind of surprised. Wasn't expecting it to get another remake or remaster, since it got it upgraded to the PS3 from the PS2. That's the thing. It's a PS2 game.
Yeah. So I mean, building off of that, like, what is there like a cutoff or like a break to like remasters? Like,
that I would deal with.
How early on would be like too early to remaster something? Because it feels like, you know, there's some remasters coming out, and it's like it seems almost too early. So, case in point, Bulletstorm just got a remaster, and I bought that on Steam, and I've been replaying that too not too long ago.
I don't know if there's a rule of thumb here. Like, my gut says like Bulletstorm got overshadowed because like it was an okay game, but people basically bought it so they could play Gears of War 3 beta, like I did.
Was that a thing with it? Was it you bought and you got the beta? Okay. I hadn't bought the game. Like, my friend had bought it and I played it on console, and I was like, this is a really cool game. Like, I like the concept of it.
It just got overshadowed.
The mechanics are really cool. And then it came to Steam, and it's really cool, but they had games when it was live, so I was like, I'm out. And now it just got re-released, but it's like $60. And it's like, this game, like, getting re-released, even with the touch-ups and stuff that it got, is not worth $60, but I bought it anyway.
Right.
So, I don't know.
I'll tell you this. I think
because it's just one of those games that I really like the fact that they're trying to do something unique and different.
Yes.
With it.
I definitely agree. It was smart, like essentially giving you more points for creative kills instead of just shooting them. Smart game mechanic there. So if you haven't heard of a game, it's called Hellblade. I think it has a subtext now, like Senua's Sacrifice. It's been it was one of the original trailers they showed off, I think, when PlayStation 4 came out, if that gives you any sense of how long this game's been in development. But the studio that's making it is 25 people, and they're making a AAA game experience, and they're selling it for $40. And they're basically want to create a more niche experience. It's like you'll have to go look it up. Hellblade. It's basically like you follow this woman on her journey through essentially like schizophrenia and loss of her people. Viking themed. Yeah, go worth going look it up.
Senua's Sacrifice.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Like I said,
cool.
but they're selling it for $40, and that's kind of their premise. Is like they want to prove that you can have a AAA experience from a small team and still hit that quality and not charge the full $60. And I was like, all right, I've been following the progress for it, and like the game looks amazing. Like the details there, like it's kind of haunting, it's kind of scary.
Yeah, no, like just looking on the website, like this looks pretty crazy.
Yeah, so I'm excited about it. So that's one that I think kind of breaks that mold. So I put it this way: if a game is worthy, like if a game is like really good, but people missed out on it because it was overshadowed by something else, like Fallout 4 came out and everybody missed out on whatever came near it, then like I totally get, like I'd be okay for a remaster if it's on a new system.
I mean, speaking of though, like Fallout 4 just got like VR. Doom got VR as well. Like they're new VR games. Like those look actually pretty fucking cool. Like
I'm excited to try them out. It's making me consider buying a VR rig.
Yeah, like I mean, My computer is really old at this point, and I'm moving out of my place before too long. That much money I don't have to worry about
that
now.
rent money is now VR money.
Yeah. Yeah, I need to upgrade my PC.
Nice.
Get it VR ready. So that hopefully might be something I could do maybe even before the end of the year.
Awesome.
Goal, but I don't know. We'll see how that happens or what happens with that.
Right.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, no, it just seems like there's so much happening. Like, I mean, E3 is always just a time of like explosion of games, and it's like, oh, we can make anything, super interesting or cool, but they always just seem to
keep
surprise everybody.
Surprise and keep dropping.
With
Beyond Good and Evil 2 looked really exciting as well.
I actually hadn't seen about that. I only heard about that through Donkey's video. I need to see what Beyond Good and Evil 2 is all about, because
it's just a cinematic trailer.
It was just like this kind of like fictional kind of like in the
almost like Half-Life 3, right? Like it's just like
basically just like in the ether of like ideas of games. So it's kind of interesting to like actually see that or hear that about the.
I completely agree.
Getting an actual sequel, because that
I think it's a prequel.
So amazing,
actually. It's
a prequel. Oh man, I really need to see the sequel. Or I'm sorry, I need to see the trailer.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's well done. So, like I said, lots of good trailers, but I think that there's some other games I'm completely missing. I'm a little gun shy with BioWare. Anthem looks interesting to me, but I don't know. Like they haphazardly made Mass Effect, in my opinion. So.
Yeah, Anthem looked cool, but like they instantly got turned off when they had like and Ubisoft people just like, oh yeah, like we're trying to be tactical and cool, and just like no one talks like that when we play video games. Like stop trying so hard. Like that is like the epitome of like try hard.
You know what? I was thinking about that fake online banter. I just want someone to be like, oh, hold on guys, cover me. I gotta go get the door.
Yeah,
Pizza's here.
I just want to hear someone. He's burped because he's half drunk, and just like, oh, I'm out of piss, and then everyone's just sitting around waiting for him to get back for like a minute and a half.
Oh, hold on, guys, door.
That would be a way more believable E3 trailer than just like this. Like, all right, guys, moving in. Watch right flank. Like no one talks like that.
Yeah.
It's so distracting and it's so annoying. And it almost seems it doesn't almost seem. It is. It's patronizing. It's patronizing and it's really frustrating that they keep doing this shit.
Yep.
Over and over and over again. Honestly.
I definitely agree.
But that turned me off of Anthem like right off the bat. It seems like a cool game. Like I like the concept. Like you just get in a suit and fly around this world and do shit. But
yep.
Like that gave me some pretty minus points on it.
Yeah,
to start with.
I
and on top of the fact that it's an E3 presentation, so it's like this could be the end game is gonna, or the final product is gonna be completely different than what it is. So, and that's the main thing to keep in mind, is that every single thing that we've seen from E3 is gonna
could be different,
completely different. No, it's not. Could be. It's going to be.
Yeah.
Maybe not entirely different, but it's gonna be slightly to completely different based off what we've seen. Like they're nothing we've seen is finished product. It's so
that's true. That is true. Well, any other games before we wrap up here?
There's no way I'm able to keep up with stuff.
But like you said, there's an info explosion of all these games, so it's hard to keep up with all. But guys, let us know what you've been listening to, what you've been watching. Any three other games that we missed out on that we should have added or included in our hype trains. Let us know in the comments below. Choo-choo. Let us know on Twitter. I'm 8bit_Matt. And let's hope that the joy can keep on rolling throughout this year, and it's not. We won't just keep it here for E3. We gotta keep pumped for something.
It's not so much hype. It's actual presentation.
Actual product.
Yeah.
Actual product. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for joining us. Like I said, very glad to be back. Travis, thanks for joining me as I'm air quoting over here. We reboot our series of so much hype. And
It's been a while.
I gotta get back into my groove of making more videos and making more podcasts. So we will definitely get back to you on the next episode very soon. Till next time, guys. Stay hyped.
Peace.